Hey, you guys, it is Jade, and we are live out at South by Southwest. And the man who has taken over Blackheart today on the hosting duties is Rayland Baxter. How's it going, man?
It feels good to be the master.
Yeah, that's probably the best position to be in the chaos that is South by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you playing any shows around here?
We have a show on Sunday in Dallas.
Oh.
But no, I was supposed to kind of be recording an album during this month, and it just kind of fell apart. So for all great reasons, when one door is closed, many others open.
Yeah.
So I had some free time, and then we had the show in Dallas. So I've done a lot of events with Fry.
Yeah.
And Marcella from Fry was like, "Do you want to be the MC, master of ceremony?"
Yeah. For those uninitiated.
So I said, "Hell yeah!" So I'm not too good. I've introduced 4 bands now, and the first one was very stark. I was, it was
well, you
early.
try to be serious.
Yeah, and then I saw Lil Wayne last night, so then he had a good quote, and I thought it would be a good idea to quote Lil Wayne, and that worked. I'm just kind of getting the hang of it.
Yeah, it's good. You just got to loosen up. Just do a little shake it out before you go up there.
Drinking tequila, too. This is fun.
That's the South by Southwest way.
Yeah.
Now, okay, you were working on an album. Are you the sort of person where if it's not working, it's like rip it up and just start over?
No, I don't. I don't let it get to that point. At least, so I spent all winter writing songs.
Yeah.
Tons, and I lived at a friend's studio up in Franklin, Kentucky, which is just an hour north of Nashville, and I stayed there for 3 months.
Yeah.
October, November, December into January, and I had a little. I don't want to use the word cracked in, but I was in a room in the studio. I had put blankets over the windows.
Yeah.
And I was in there for 15 hours a day and just writing and chain smoking and drinking wine and listening to music. And I had a Wurlitzer and a couple guitars in the middle of a cornfield in an old rubber band factory. Yeah.
This is like you should have been recording a documentary of yourself doing this.
I mean,
I would watch that.
I did, And also, another crazy thing is there would be bands recording in the studio while I'm writing, and I'm trying to get all in my moment, and then you just hear like a screamo band.
And
it was
like, no.
And then at night you'd hear coyotes. It's amazing. My buddy Billy Swayze's grandfather invented the rubber band, and so this is Alliance Rubber Band Company, the first rubber band company that started from peeling apart tires to wrap newspapers in. And I spent a bunch of time and fell in love with the studio. And
yeah.
So yeah, now I'll go make an album, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
I kind of like
this
that
summer.
style. I know a lot of times with musicians, it's like, all right, let's get the next thing. You have to be there, top of mind for everybody. But I think there's something to that, like, all right, let's just chill out, take some time, and really make something beautiful. And
yeah, see, I thought that I needed to put an album out by fall of this year. I thought that needed to happen, or else, there's so many bands, people forget about you, But you're right. When you sit on it and you're patient, and patience is something that I've learned a lot about over the last, 5 years.
Yeah. Just
being a musician and wanting to be heard and all, what comes along with that, thinking you're special and realizing you're just one of the pack, And so I appreciate the halt.
Yeah.
Because
Sometimes
you never know
it's
what
good.
comes from the next 3 months. If I go write more songs, great.
Hey, maybe you just need to go out and sit in the sunshine, get some vitamin D, and then write.
Yeah.
See how that goes? Do the opposite sort of experiment.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I'll go live in a tent.
Yeah. Just spend every single day outside.
Well, now that I can.
Shower in a pond,
I
just
love
do
this.
that. Yeah.
I love this. I'm gonna go for it.
Oh, man. That's what I'm here for.
Idea guy.
I know. Just call me up whenever you have a new idea. So when we were driving down here, so we drove down from Minnesota.
Okay. Long drive.
Yeah, we got a little loopy in the car ride over and decided we were going to write some.
What kind of loopy? Like nitrous? You guys are doing nitrous in the.
I mean, hey, what happens in the van stays in the van,
Yeah.
And so we wrote a couple questions. And so just pick 3 and toss them in my hand.
Okay. I'll just make it quick. 1, 2, 3. 3. You know that?
Yeah, I grew up on some Sesame Street, man.
Well, that was the Tootsie Roll,
Oh.
Tootsie Pop commercial.
Oh, man.
The owl.
Yeah. That's because that's how many
Hey,
licks
Mr.
it
Owl,
takes to
how
get
many,
into the.
how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? He goes, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Didn't you ever feel like he was kind of mean?
Yeah,
Like
he
the poor kid had his lollipop and then
He
nothing.
probably mowed lawns all week for that. Back in
know.
the 30s or 40s, whenever that cartoon was made.
That's why I'm afraid of owls to this day. Don't give them
Just don't
candy.
hang out at night in a field with mice, and you're good.
No. Speaking of, I feel like we're on the right tangent for this. What's the weirdest dream you've had lately? Are you somebody who remembers your dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is a safe spot. You can feel free to share.
I was pregnant in a dream. I was in a spaceship mixed with the backstage of an arena area, and I was pregnant, and I gave birth to a lizard. This is real. I woke up, I was frightened, and I was just like, what?
Somebody right now is pulling out their dream guide, and they're like looking through.
Oh.
Let us know in the comments below. Let us know what's going on with Raylan over here with his
Or don't.
lizard baby. What's the craziest thing you've seen out at South by Southwest?
This year?
If there's something wicked crazy that you saw in a previous year, sure, but
I saw a woman and her boyfriend. They seemed like the swinger type, and I was walking around with this 6 of us in the band.
yeah.
And she, is this radio friendly? She just showed she hung out with us for 30 minutes and insisted that we stayed with her and her man. And she kept pulling up her skirt. She had no underwear on. And it was weird. It was weird. We were all like, is this worth a couple free shots? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if this is worth it for me.
That was the weirdest thing. I'm sure there's other things, but like, she was really jolly about it too.
Hey man, you know,
Just kept doing it.
if
We're
you're
like,
in your mood.
we're not into that. Another car bomb would be great, sure, but
But please, woman. All right. Ooh, this one's
sorry.
a little bit more serious. No, it reminds me of one of my interesting times at South by Southwest. When I saw this group of guys and I walked up, no, just kidding. If you, switching gears, if you could relive one day in your life, what would it be?
my 5th birthday party.
What happened at your 5th birthday party?
We had a pirate-themed treasure hunt in my backyard, and I used to have a really big backyard. My mom buried rubies in the ground.
Like real rubies?
No,
Okay. I'm just trying to imagine.
Michael's art supply
Yeah.
rubies of all different shapes and sizes and colors, and we went out and found it. She made a treasure map. She's a really great artist, so she painted, the things at the carnivals where there's a circle and you put your head in.
Yeah.
She did a big pirate scene on a pirate boat and buried treasure all throughout the yard, and it was an amazing day.
That's so
I'd
cool.
relive that one, yeah.
I would relive that one. Man. All right, so we are live at South by Southwest. This is Rayland Baxter. The latest album is Imaginary Man. And before we let you go and continue your MC Master of Ceremonies duties, we've been kind of collecting people's thoughts and reflections about Prince. You know, we're a Minnesota-based radio station. Prince is one of our favorite artists and musicians. And now that we're coming towards the year since he's passed away, just collecting artists and musicians' thoughts, memories, maybe a song, if you have one you'd want to share.
Yeah, I got one. It is involving When Doves Cry.
All right, one of my faves.
So I heard, musicians talk, and there's always these old guys that have stories about studio days. And my dad's a musician, so he's been in that world, and he passed on a story to me that was involving When Doves Cry. There's no bass in that song.
Yeah.
And what I was told, folklore or whatever, the engineer or somebody in the studio goes, man, the bass really makes that song. And Prince goes and presses mute on the bass channel to mute the bass. He goes, oh yeah? And it's a huge hit,
That's the most Prince story I think ever.
Yeah.
I love that. Well,
whether it's true or not, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So maybe somebody fooled me, but it's a great story.
It sounds so true to Prince that I feel like it's so on brand. I feel like it has to be true.
Silence, child.
Rayland, thank you so much for stopping by, man.
Thanks for having me. Good day.
Rayland's new album is called Imaginary Man, and we're going to be continuing to be out here at South by Southwest. So keep checking back at the Currents Facebook page.